Who's first? She's first.
Hi, I'm Vivian, and we went to go eat at the Park Place Mall. And after we were done eating, we started walking like towards the stores. And so we saw this guy, and he was in crutches, and he had a brace on his knee. And we asked him if he needed, what happened, and he said he broke his knee playing football. And we asked him if he wanted prayer, and he was very accepting, and he was very grateful that we prayed for him. And he was a teenager, him and his friend, and yeah.
So what was his reaction after you prayed? That's good. That's as loud as you want to be. Yeah.
Okay. He was very happy, and he was like, thank you.
Did he feel any difference in his knee?
He kind of shook it a little bit, but because he was kind of in a rush, so yeah.
Okay. My name's Monet. I sound so weird on this. Okay, so I had a word of knowledge that we needed to pray for someone with purplish hair, somewhere close to that. So we just started walking, and we were just keeping an eye out for people with purple hair. And we walked by this perfume place, and the girl had it was pinkish purplish. So we were like, hey, she looks like we could pray for her. So we went up to this girl, and we were like, so how's your day? Just so and she was like, oh, it's good. And we were like, is there anything you need us to pray for? And she's like, oh no, I got prayer yesterday. And I was like, we were like, oh, that's good, I guess. And then sorry, I'm really nervous. And then this girl with shorter hair, she was kind of watching us, looking at us, and so she kind of came up, and she was in the person counter also, and Karis was like, so is there anything do you need prayer for something? Is your back hurting? And she goes, yes, it hurts almost every day, all day. And then Karis was like, oh, okay. So then Karis prayed for her, and and then after we were done praying, Karis was like, so does it feel better? And she was like, yeah. And it was at a 4, right? In the beginning it was at a 4, and then so, yeah. Okay, so hold on. So it was at a 4, and then so she was like, so how does it feel? And she was about to say a number, but she didn't. So she was just actually, it doesn't hurt at all anymore. So. And so after that, she was just whatever, I guess. And then Tony came up to her, and we were telling her how Jesus loved her, and we were talking about how she's pretty and all, and then she just started breaking it. She just started tearing up right when we said Jesus loves her. She teared up, and then kind of went to the corner, and so she didn't show her her work employees that she was tearing up, but yeah.
And then right after that, my shoulder started hurting really bad. It felt like there was a knife in there and it was being twisted. And so I was like, we need to find somebody who has this, because I want to pray for them, because I want the pain to go away. And so we started walking, and we passed a jeweler store, and I didn't even see the person, but she did and her dad did, and they said that she was rubbing her shoulder exactly where I was rubbing my shoulder, and yeah, exactly the way I was too. And so we went in there, and we were like, hi, how are you? And then I said, does your shoulder hurt? And she's like, yeah, it does. And I'm like, can I pray for you? Because I believe Jesus is going to heal you. And she said, "Oh, you can heal?" She sounded confused, and I was like, "Jesus heals through me." And she was like, "How much does it cost?" I'm like, "Oh no, he loves you. He wants to do this for you because he loves you." And so we prayed.
I usually say like $14.95, but with discount today. Special. Okay, I'm sorry.
So we prayed for her, and afterwards she said it actually felt a little better. And she was like, "We should pray again." And so we prayed again, and afterwards she said it felt even better, and she seemed really surprised. And she was like, "What church do you go to?" And we're like, "We go to Passion Church." And we told her where it was, and she was like, "Wow." And she was like, we're leaving, and we're like, "God bless you." And she's like, "God bless you." And as I was leaving, my shoulder still hurt a little bit, but then I noticed it went away shortly after.
Yeah.
So.
Good job.